And I apologize. I think this is like the 15th time I apologize for the delays that we've experienced. But I'm going to have a sip of my drink. So we got basic machine tools. Do we want... Okay, cool. Kaku's failed in Beijing. Let's go for... I mean, I was like concentrating industry. That factory up plus 15% is always pretty good. Retention base, retention... I mean, bomb vulnerability is not really that useful. So we're just going to go for concentrated industry again. Make everything as efficient as we possibly can. We could also train some more units. We do have 2,000 rifles, which is not bad. 2,000 rifles, 5,000 men. We can have up to... How do we have 53? Own factory 10 plus 15%. Because the total provided by factories was lower than the number of owned states that was used instead. Oh, so if you actually have less factories than you have states, you get more troops? That's okay, that's interesting. But I will train up some infantry then. Let's just go for let's say 5 more divisions should be a completely acceptable amount. I refuse to explode, okay? I refuse to. Try to negotiate with the Europeans if you cooperate with the Canadians and the Walloons. You get stability and free factories. Yeah, I don't have any interest in kicking them out. I think we kicked them out in my first MittelAfrika playthrough, and then the country collapsed. So we'll try to avoid that. Of course, we'd still have negative 182 political power. I'm not too sure why. We haven't... Actually, probably from Black Monday, we got a lot of political power loss would be my guess. So what do we actually get for cooperating with the Europeans? More recruited populations. That's not bad. Otherwise, or for some stability. More recruited population. Get a new general. So we're basically trading either get stability or we get manpower. I mean, but stability does seem pretty good. Remove British settlers. And you, on the other hand, give us basically nothing. So I think we want to probably attract Flemish investment then. 12 steel, some more steel and rubber. Some more support for social liberalism. That's kind of fine. Farmers resist our policy. Our policy of encouraging the cultivation of cheap staples for export to Germany at below market prices created unrest with both native farmers and white planters, giving them a rare common cause against our administration. Okay, we're going to lose our 10% stability, but let's not worry about that, okay? Oh, you can actually do both. Oh, we want to float the mark and do fiscal austerity then. I thought we could only do one or the other, but if we can do both, I'm fine doing both. You plan on annexing all of Africa? I'm not too sure yet, because we can't just fight wars as a puppet state. So if I want to attack South Africa, or if I want to attack Egypt or France or something like that, I can't do it as a puppet. I would need to become independent, and I don't think there's any way for me to actually do that. We could go straight to early mobilization, which is definitely interesting. 2 civilian factories, stability, political power. And 2 more. You know what? Let's go for a war economy. Hello from Russia. Wait, did Qing turn into a republic? Oh, they are. They're now the Zili clique. So the Qing have already lost the war. Good for them. We will definitely do the Bush War. Also, I'm not researching anything here. That's my bad. I probably got distracted through all the complications we've been having in our stream. But I'm glad you've all decided to come out here and enjoy the stream today. Poland has fallen to syndicalism. Will Germany invade right away? It's entirely possible. Also, yeah, do we have artillery pieces in any of our armies? We got some tanks, militia, and some panzers. So we don't have any artillery right now. Artillery is definitely something that we are going to want. Aircraft. I mean, we actually have a lot of aircraft. We're actually looking pretty good, all things considered. We will get radio. And what are we building right now? We're trying to build way, way more than we could possibly ever actually afford. Hello from Quebec. Some people from Quebecois. 36% party support. I mean, overall, we're doing, I think, pretty well. I don't believe you can independence by spamming Lend-Lease. Because I don't know if you can actually even... Because Kaiserreich has a lot more restrictions on what you can do. Yeah, MittelAfrika, okay. No, see, that the last one. We're just not allowed to raise our autonomy in Kaiserreich. We're not allowed to change that. So I don't think there's any way we can actually become independent. I don't think you can declare war on Germany either. We can go scare some port, but yeah, I don't think there's any way we can actually become independent as MittelAfrika. I will then immediately go for 2 more military factories. Because military factories, I would say, are pretty good for us. So actually, what we need is for you to be here. Because we need to cut off Portugal from being able to send troops to either of these colonies. We attract some investment, you can political power. Yeah, we're definitely going to be getting some investments ASAP. We got another division, we'll send them to here. I said send them to here, thank you. We got 1 Portuguese port here. That should be pretty easiest for us to take. This truck, we might try to send them all the way down here as fast as possible, because Portugal should not be in a position to actually fight us. Because I don't think the AI is going to be able to send troops down here fast enough. Obviously, you switch ideologies to say puppet. I think you stay a puppet. Like, I think there's only I think 2 ideologies you can switch to MittelAfrika. You can become social conservative, or become national populist. I don't know if there's a... You might be able to go authoritarian democratic as well. I'm actually not too sure of all the different routes. But there's no route, I believe, you can do in which you declare independence. Actually, no, maybe as Goring you can declare independence, but that usually causes the country to completely collapse. And I'm not in a situation where I want to play a second MittelAfrika campaign where the entire country just falls to shit. You get elections in a reformist route? Okay, so there's probably more, elections that, or more ideologies that way. But I don't think there's any way you can, for Germany to declare war on us. German shooting, or police shooting in Lusaka. The Moldavia tribesman has shot one of our police officers in Lusaka, the city that's still in shock, and a perpetrator, along with any supporters, are now being detained for investigation by local police. It's been theorized that he had acquired weapons from across the border in Portuguese territories. Hello, welcome from Macedonia. So the Portuguese are providing weapons that they're using to kill our police officers. So Portugal, I think you got some questions that need to be answered very soon. I mean, we are building artillery, but none of our units actually use artillery, I guess. We have 54. We only want 1 unit here deploying. And if I was to throw in a support artillery, we'd actually only be missing 30, which actually is not so bad. So, let's run artillery into all of our divisions here. The Kenyan Church. When we moved into British territory in 1925, the British hold on to some territory was dangerously weak after 7 years of warfare. In the same year, British strikes coincided with the series of protests by natives in British East Africa. The Church of Scotland mission declared the practice of female circumcision banned for Christians, labeling it sexual mutilation of women. For the dominant ethnic group of the region, the Kyaku, the practice, which they call Ura, is the conditional sine qua non of the whole teaching of tribal law religion. They felt so strongly about this that it caused a rupture within the Christian community in Kukuland. The Anglican Church quickly followed the Scottish Church in banning the practice, but in response, the Kuku have created their own African churches. They've established their own theological schools, which have become a hotbed of Kuku nationalism. At the same time, with the fall of Britain to socialism, there is a schism within the Anglican and Scottish churches themselves. The Canterbury Cathedral, the Union of Britain, has declared Archbishop John Hobbs Harris as the head of the Worldwide Anglican Communion, while in Ottawa, the British monarch has declared under his authority as Supreme Governor of the Church of England, Archbishop Cosmo Gordon Lang to be the head of the Communion. The Scottish Kirk has seen similar schism. It's impossible to tell for certain if any who any given Anglican minister believes is the real head of the church. They might be listening to Archbishop Harris, who is a campaigner against imperialism in Africa. Suppress everybody. Only Germans, then. Look, if you're British, you get no say here. For right now. The death of Hulda Stumpf. Earlier today, the body of American missionary Hulda Stumpf was discovered in a roadside ditch in the highlands of Kenya. Stumpf was an outspoken opponent of QQ practice of Urwa, and her body was discovered to have been cut in a traditional QQ manner before she was murdered. Naturally, you said QQ religious extremist. We're getting more stability loss, but that's okay. Also, we don't have war support, so that decision we took actually makes it so there might be strikes. Which seems really bad. You get 50 political power, but So they give us a decision that immediately the game is like, no, 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 no. You're too mobilized. Your war support's not high enough. We could protect some endangered species. Research people at 3% is not bad. But I don't think there's any way for me to get... You know what? Let me think. In 50 days. What happens in 50 days? I don't think anything happens in 50 days from now that would cause world tension to go up high enough for us to not have to demobilize the economy. But you know what? For a little bit, you know what? Let's do this. I don't think it gives you any war support, but it might. And it's done in less than 50 days, so we might as well try it. And see what we can possibly get. The anniversary of Mihawa. Today's the anniversary of the Battle of Mihawa, most decisive battle of the East African campaign. In the battle, the King's African rifles were encircled and surrendered by the armies of Paul von Linden-Vollbach, the south and the east, and Kurt Viles from the north and the west. The British lost nearly 4,000 men in the operation, to the loss of less than 200 German askari. The battle paved the way for invasion and conquest of Mozambique in 1918, and since 1922 has been a state holiday in Middle-Africa. It has been celebrated throughout the colony, but especially in Dar es Salaam, with parades and military drills. It reminds every citizen subject of our need and capacity for military excellence. 2% war support! We're getting there! Ever so slowly! The German investigation started. I recommend you let it happen. If you don't, you are going to immediately collapse. You know what? Fair enough. Look, I just need like 1% more war support. And we should be good. Just 1% more. We're right now, I think we're at... Actually, I'm not too sure what exactly we're at. But... I don't know what just happened. My entire screen went black and I don't know why. I don't know if that showed up on the stream or not, though. That's a little bit worrying. Let's do it again. Let me see. Do I have something else open on my screen? Close Photoshop. I don't know if Photoshop would be doing it, but I don't know why they would. Close this. No, close this as well. I don't know. Very strange. Okay. Let us try to continue on. We do have some... Do I have factories to actually trade with steel? I do. Of course, we want to just trade with the Germans. Let's just trade one factory for now. Also, for your next campaign, you should try Zili Clique. They can reform the other Republic of China. We probably are going to do another campaign in China at some point. I don't know when that will be. Jack Reed's been elected president of the United States. So I think a four-way civil war is inevitable. Political power gain, factory outputs. I don't think there's any way. I mean, I could just take the 5% stability hit. That's 5% stability hit, or I just... You know what? No, I'm gonna wait a few more days. 8% more stability, a little bit more support for parental autocracy. But stability does not let me not have to demobilize. I don't know if I need... I mean, actually, 6 naval bases is actually pretty good. Some African divisions for free would be nice. It's not 1937 yet, so you know what? Let's just start with dealing with the Europeans. But I don't think 5% stability is worth it. I mean, how much does one upgrade cost? It's just 100. Which honestly is not so bad. Which one do we want? Probably not mass assault. Superior firepower. Oh, grand battle plan. I think that could be okay for us. Okay, just 10 more days. Maybe it was Photoshop because I haven't had the glitch again. Got 7 days, 6. Look, does anything want to happen in the world in like the next week? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think anything can really happen. So I guess we'll demobilize the economy. I do get 50 political power out of it. It's better than the 5% stability hit, for sure. I recommend you try to get both investments. If you track both, You can get some pretty good events in the future. Okay. So if we can get everybody to like us, I guess it's acceptable. We'll send you guys in the blue army. Yeah, we don't need you. Cancel you for now. We'll have 3 more divisions train. We're still missing some artillery pieces and some infantry equipment, but that's okay. Shortage is going to last 823 days, which is quite a bit. Another police officer has been shot. Another policeman, this time in Logwe, has been shot by a radicalized native who is a member of the Moriki tribe. The cause of his radicalization and source of his weapon are still being investigated. However, it's possible that he's received them from Portugal. You just can't trust the Portuguese these days. You ever realize that? You ever notice that? Portugal. I'm going to take all of your colonies and there's nothing you can do about it. So I recommend you realize that's going to be the reality of the situation. The Italian government has fallen, so I think that means that... Okay, no, they're the Italian Federation. So we'll kind of see how they end up doing. In the 1936 or 1937 budget. Going to 1937, we faced a difficult choice. Our economy wasn't strong in the first place, and Black Monday annihilated what manufacturing potential we had the better part of last year. Going forward, we're going to have to choose to focus on military production or diverting our limited resources towards the civilian economy. Why in the hell? I mean, 65%. Yeah, no. You think I'm going to choose to work on the civilian economy? Civilians suck. They're nerds. I don't like them. Give me more guns. Please and thank you. You get the Cape to Kaiserreich. A lot of infrastructure there. A lot of rubber as well. How much rubber do we actually make right now? 36. We're trading out a lot of it, so it means we should be getting... I mean, getting more rubber would allow us to trade more. Okay, you guys have gone to Vienna, getting a little bit more stability. But if we can... It's 1937. Look at the 1937 techs. Just getting more resources that we can actually just trade away will give us more civilian factories that we can use to improve our own economy as much as we possibly can. Also get improved machine tools for more production efficiency cap. We'll deal with the Europeans. So what do we want to do next? We get a bonus to all excavation techs for the rest of the game. And we get 37 rubber. And we know we can actually... 16 oil is not bad. But your 38 budget's a little bit too far from now. You know what? We do need steel, though. Let's attract some Flemish investment. I think the infrastructure in Africa sucks. We should build some that'll help the military. I mean, what is our infrastructure level at right now? I'm sure it is awful. We got some 3s, some 2s. I mean, it's not as bad as I originally would have thought. What political path are we doing? All I know is that we're not going Goring. I haven't decided. Sovereign state. Probably the African Lash tag. Or we're going back to basics. Probably like one of these two. Not sure which one's actually better, though. Autonomous Kingdoms. Because I know you give, you grant some of our territory autonomy. So there's so we're a vassal, and then we have vassals of our own. Seems like a little bit much. But how do we do back to basics? Ancient clique is recognized Fenian government. We got land doctor. I mean, there's a lot more options here. I'm not too sure if we do the election, more things might pop up. You know, that's actually probably exactly what's happening. I bet you if you do elections, more things will show up. It looks like Russia's gone national populist. Sanikov is now in charge of Russia. We'll probably see him expand some territory over here. I did Goring in my first campaign in MittelAfrika, and then my country collapsed.